day in, day out, in what I do, I'm talking to people who are heading up large contact centers and large customer service and customer sales units within businesses, and they face a lot of challenges. And they generally, in my experience, really want to move the dial on improving customer experience and managing the efficiency of what they do. But it's quite a difficult thing to achieve, and we see better and worse examples of how to go about it. I think there's two big kind of cases to differentiate. So one is where, as an organization, you want to make a massive transformation. Like there's a need to completely reorient your approach to customer service or customer interaction. So you're looking at a massive transformation kind of project. That's the rarer case. Obviously, most of the time, you're not in that kind of, well, if you were, it would be bad to be in an organization that was constantly transforming itself. The more common case is that you have more or less settled on your approach to how efficient you need to be in customer service and in sales at scale, and your approach to customer experience. And you're pragmatically starting new initiatives and trying to get the best possible outcomes out of those initiatives. In both cases, actually, I find that one of the most important things and the most important determinants of success, and I've been on the other side of the fence, I've worked on the setting up the contact center as well, and now I'm more supplying the tools to do that. So I've seen it from both sides. And what really determines success, I think, to quite a large degree, is whether, as an organization, you're running MVPs or not. Now, MVP is, a term from startup world, which is minimal viable product. And the contact centers I see who are basically doing minimal viable products all the time repeatedly, like everything they want to transform, everything they want to change, they're going, right, what's the fastest possible way we could build the first variant of that. It doesn't have to be complete, but we have to see it working with our systems, so we know all the edge cases and everything like that, and then we know how to roll it out. And the organizations that try to do that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then learn the discipline that can be done, and nothing takes longer than that to investigate, they do vastly better than the organizations that spend huge amounts of time thinking about how to do things. So it doesn't mean there's no concept work. Of course, before you do the MVP, there's some concept work to do, but that's fairly easy to describe. What the business outcomes that you're expecting are, what kind of use case you want to apply, and you have to pay attention to the M in minimal viable product. It has to be minimal. So you may have some big aims, but you got to find the core 1-2 use cases, maybe the one integration that you must do internally to verify the process and find all the problems and all the little wrinkles that you're going to have to iron out, and do that. And don't expand the scope out forever, because otherwise your project is going to expand and it's not minimal anymore. Right? Repeatedly being able to do that in an organization is incredibly powerful. It's like a superpower, I think, within a customer experience organization. Obviously, if we go back to the first case, when you're doing a large transformation, even there, I think outside, once you've sorted out, for example, let's say an organization wants to become more customer centric across the whole business, and therefore they may have to reorganize themselves and restructure and come up with an engagement and a communication strategy that gets all the teams involved. So you may have to do all that, but still, when you lay out the strategy, I think you still have to put a stake in the ground and say, when we apply this strategy, we're going to do it using small projects, fast, agile, and then deploy those quickly as well.